So if you're working for yourself, you probably notice there's a couple times where you're super motivated, you're putting in a lot of work, the hours that you're working, you're super efficient, and then it just all of a sudden drops off. There's like some days or just you just don't put in the same amount of work that you normally do inside of that time constraint or whatever, however many hours in the day that you're working. And me working full time as a self-employed entrepreneur, I run into this many times myself. And actually, I've gone through like weeks where I just didn't feel like doing anything. And I'd work like maybe 1 hour a day when I should have been working like the full 10 to 12 hours that I had available to put into working and building up the different things that I'm doing. And it wasn't like I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried writing everything down on like a to-do list, which I still do that whenever I got things that are simple tasks that I usually forget. I'll write it down, and then whatever's on my to-do list, I make sure to get it done that day. But I don't use it all the time. And then I've tried like different websites like Trello.com where you can like organize all your thoughts and everything, and you can make a whole checklist. I've tried a lot of different things, and for me personally, a lot of these different things didn't help out. Like I'd make a lot of cold calls in one day, and then the next day I just didn't feel like doing anything. Or I'd work on my computer for like 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of just pure focused work, and then I start to notice myself like the next 4 or 5 hours go by and I haven't done anything other than like look at numbers and just email or text or message a few people, and nothing that was like actual work that was pushing my business forward. And I've noticed this over and over and over and over again inside of my life. And I started to notice myself, I started to catch myself today doing this as well. Like I worked pretty hard for a decent amount of time. I was super laser focused, getting a lot of stuff done. And then I just like, as soon as I got like a big project done, I decided like I was going to watch a couple YouTube videos. I think I watched like a Graham Stephan video and then a couple other people. And then I caught myself. I was like, what the heck am I doing? I'm not moving moving the needle forward. I'm just sitting here doing nothing. And like I set aside all this time today to be able to get a bunch of stuff done. So I was able to fix this. I found a resolution, and I actually found this out like I want to say maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. And it wasn't like anything that like I was actively looking for as a solution. And I've heard a couple other people say it as well. But so the thing is I don't know if you guys know this, but my girlfriend recently, I want to say 6 months ago, she got a dog. And the dog is over here every once in a while. It's over here maybe like 1 week out of the month. And sometimes I have to watch it when she's got a lot of stuff going on. She has people over at her place, and the dog is like completely psycho whenever she's around other people. So I have to watch the dog here and there sometimes, just so that way it doesn't freak out on people over at her place. And I noticed I had to start walking the dog. I had to do it like 2 or 3 times a day, just so that way she could go to the bathroom. Obviously, I live in an apartment. I can't just let her out in the backyard. I have to physically walk her around for like a good 15, 20 minutes, so that way she can get her stuff done and everything when we're outside and walking around. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is kind of what I figured out. What I figured out is in the morning, I'd walk the dog, and I feel like I would just be a little bit more alert and awake, because there's a lot of days where I'll just straight out of bed and walk over to the computer. Like a lot of times I'm like still wearing like basketball shorts. I'll walk over to the computer and start working. And I wear that same outfit like for the whole day sometimes, and I'm just working, and then I'll maybe change out my shirt for the videos and make myself look better since I'm on camera sometimes. And talking to different people whenever I go on meetings and stuff, obviously I'll get changed. But I was like super lazy in getting like my morning routine done. And then throughout the day, like I really didn't care because I never really met up with anybody too much. And it was pretty straightforward. So once I started walking the dog, I had to get up, and then I had like kind of like a morning routine in a sense. I'd go walk the dog before I even touched anything to do with work. I wouldn't check any emails. I wouldn't respond to any messages. I wouldn't do anything, any work or related things whatsoever. I'd usually get like a bottle of water, and then I'd walk the dog. And then I just felt a lot more energized to start working. I'd be super productive, and even earlier in the day, because the dog would wake you up around like 8 to 9 a.m., and like you really can't sleep in past that. I know that seems kind of late for some of you guys watching this video, but that's kind of like average to me. It's maybe a little bit early. I usually sleep in a little bit because I usually like to work later in the day. So the dog would wake me up. I'd be up earlier and more alert, and I was able to get more stuff done just like earlier in the day. And then after about like 4 or 5 hours worth of work, I'd have to go take the dog again because this dog, it's a Chihuahua. It needs to be taken out so many times a day. It's kind of ridiculous. But this is about the time, like as soon as I finish up whatever I'm working on for that day, usually it's like a couple videos that I'm making or answering some phone calls, talking to people, all this different stuff. Then what I would do is go walk the dog, and then I'd get right back to work. Like it didn't even like process to me. I never got into the position of, oh, I'm just gonna kind of do whatever the rest of the day because I don't have anybody telling me what to do, and I have the ability to do so. And so what is the point of all of this? Why am I telling you the story? Because walking the dog, I started to notice I was more focused throughout the day rather than just one spurt of energy all at once. I was more energized and focused throughout more of the day. Instead of like 4 hours, it's more like 8 to 10 hours, and that was easier for me to do. And then I started to realize, I connected the dots that maybe I should, like, going on walks kind of really helped you think about more things. As I'm going on walks, like, I'm kind of just processing everything that's going on around me. If I got some sort of problem or I need some sort of answer, I'll go for a walk, and it helps me find the solution that I'm looking for or the answer for this problem that I have. And I'm able to like clearly kind of rethink thoughts and processes, because looking at this picture on the wall and this computer and this desk, you get a little bit closed-minded after a little bit. You don't get too much inspiration. There's not too much creativity going on. And it's easy to just be like kind of drone out and become a lot less motivated. And with that, I started going on walks more. And obviously, like, the dog's not here right now, and I just got done with a bunch of stuff, and I started to notice I was starting to slack off a little bit. So I went for a walk, and then I just started, like, recording this video. This was something that I needed to do today, and I haven't been able to get to it yet just because I had stuff going on, and then I started slacking off. And then as soon as I got back, I had to catch my breath a little bit because we got a lot of stairs, but I instantly just jumped on the camera and got this all set up like it was nothing. And this is something that I would normally just keep pushing off and off and off as the time goes on, and then it would just end up like me making the video and posting it around like midnight every single night. And that's kind of like a problem. Start to slack off a bit. So if you're ever in some sort of like rut, or you just feel like unmotivated, like even though you have all these motivating factors for you to work, but you just need a little bit of refresh, try it out. I'm not saying this is going to work for you, but this works for me, and I've tested out a lot of different stuff. Obviously, like, I really recommend that you test a lot of things out and just give it like a really good shot. Like, give it like a week or two of you consistently doing whatever it is that you're trying to improve on, whether it be writing down to-do list of what you have to get done that day, or whether it be going on a walk for 15 minutes twice a day after so many hours worth of work that you put in. Maybe you need to do it more. Maybe you need to go on like 5 walks a day because maybe you need to do it like every 2 hours or every hour and a half or every hour, whatever it may be. Figure it out what works best for you, and just understand there's going to be a lot of days where you're just extremely unmotivated to do anything. And that happens. No matter how exciting the work is that you're doing, or if you're super excited like a month ago or a week ago, there's going to be days where you just don't feel like doing anything whatsoever. So I really recommend that you have something that you're consistently doing just to fall back on, just to refresh. Something else that I've tried out for whenever it's something that I really need to do, but I really don't want to do it, you guys can try this out as well, I actually took this from Steve-O, the guy from Jackass. And what he does is he counts down from 3, he goes 3, 2, 1, but he does it with his hands. Whenever he counts down with his hands, 3, 2, 1, and says it aloud, he does it. And you see like all the crazy stupid stuff that he does and like all of the different videos that you watch of this guy. But when he gets to that point, when it's something he really doesn't want to do, but he just wants, like, at the end of the day, he knows he wants to do it, but in that moment he doesn't want to do it. That's what he does, and it's able to get him motivated. And I started doing this as well whenever it comes to something big and it's just a big headache to do. Just count down 3, 2, 1 with your fingers and do it. Now, here's the trick with it as well that I learned, and it took me a long time to get back into being able to have this as a useful hack. But whenever you do it, never don't do that thing. Because if you count down 3, 2, 1 with your fingers and then don't do whatever it is that you were telling yourself that you're about to do, you're setting up a bad habit. You're setting up, like, you're reinforcing that, oh, this doesn't really mean anything. Make it so, like, at first, maybe it could be something little, something easy. Like, I'm going to go make a sandwich. And, like, I really don't want to get up right now and go do it. I don't want to stop what I'm doing. 3, 2, 1, go do it. Like, it's something simple, like a sandwich. And then kind of build it up. Like, use it here and there for things that you don't want to do until it gets to the point where it's just like, if I ever do that, then I have to do it. And that's a good little hack as well. So go for walks and go, like, count down if it's something that you really don't want to do. Even if it's like going and working out or making a phone call or doing whatever it may be. So anyways, here you go. A little bit of self-improvement from Devin Knupp. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. I don't know, just go test it out. If you trust me, like, it'll be super useful to find some sort of solution for yourself that works, that's going to help push you forward. So anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like the video and subscribe down below. But like always, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.